Hello, sweet friend. My name is Micah, and in this video, I would like to share with you the Cat Collage Club collage sheet collection for August. I'm the illustrator behind Cat Collage Club, and every month I like to make a video like this one where I just show you what's included in this month's printables. And for August, I was thinking, well, August is a month of transitions, right? For some of you, that means back to school season, whether you were a teacher or a parent. So there's lots of excitement, a lot of new things, a lot of energy. But then simultaneously, back to school season also includes the calmness that can come from getting back into our routines after summer vacations. And some parents might even find a new moment of doing things that they enjoy and where they can take a breather out in the garden by themselves. And I was also thinking maybe some of you have waited until this moment to go on a trip and maybe enjoy the quieter campgrounds and the quieter lakesides and things like that. So yeah, whatever it is that August has in store for you in terms of transitions, I hope that there's some kitties within these sheets that can come along with you. And so we had a lot of fun putting these camping cats together, or lakeside cats together. I particularly enjoyed this one here in the boat with the dog looking into the water and drawing the ducks. This kitty here is sleeping under the stars, or really enjoying the warm drink there out in the campground. I have done some other camping cats previously, so I focused a little bit more on things that I hadn't illustrated in those sets and only included like a little background tent design. So hopefully that works out well for you there. And then of course couldn't resist drawing a cute little kitty in school at the desk, so eager to learn and having all their supplies ready to go. That was always the favorite thing, right? Summer holidays are over and you have to sharpen pencils and your notebooks still look so clean, and everything is still excitement. And then I was thinking, back to the routines might also mean that you're meal planning and meal prepping again, or just wondering what you should make for dinner tonight. This is one of my least favorite things about being an adult. The question of what's for dinner. And I'm only cooking for me and my husband, so bless everyone who's having to feed bigger families. But I really love this cutie here with the typical American composition notebook. I love those designs, it's so fun. So that is sheet number 1 kicking us off, and a little short on space here, so maybe this works. Here I was able to answer a request, and that was for some cats that are in a band, and I also had a request for cats going to a concert, so I combined those. And so we have all the band members separately, so if you were also wanting to journal about learning an instrument or someone close to you learning an instrument, you can use those separately, but you can also put your own band together, which I think is really fun. But then I also did make one design where they're all together like that, almost as if they are on a stage, so you can use that, and it's obviously a lot smaller, so it doesn't take up all that space. And then I made these abstract designs that you can use to indicate that it's loud and fun music, coming out, and you can use that to embellish your page. And then we of course have some fans dancing to the music. And then if this is still too big for you or too specific in terms of what kind of concert you're going to, I also made this design because I feel like it's maybe a little bit more abstract. There could be a lot of things happening on the stage here, and it's also a little bit more compact in terms of what space it takes up. So there's that for you too. So whatever fits your needs, I hope this is fun to use. And then similarly, I had a request for some cats that are going to a stationery fair or a craft fair. I think Stationery Fest is just about to be over when I'm recording this, so Yeah, we have some cats that are having a stationary stall selling stickers and washi tapes. And then this kitty here has done their stationary shopping. And this kitty is also showing off a haul. And as we are entering into this time of year where the companies are releasing their lineups for next year, you know, there might be a little bit more stationary shopping happening right now. So I thought these would be cute to have or handy to have for whenever, and they might be applicable in a multitude of settings. So I hope these feel very usable and useful for that. So that is sheet number 2. And then here also quite a few requests that I was able to include. For example, these two here, taking a selfie, this one on a FaceTime call, or just any kind of online meeting with a couple of people or friends. And then because I'd done this, I figured, well, maybe it would also be nice to just have one where there's a group of cats talking together and it's a little bit more abstract what the context is. Like they could be talking online, but they could also be meeting in person. So you can hopefully use that in a bunch of different ways. I had a request for a cat showering. So here is the cat with some soap on its head and with a loofah, sponge. And then we have some, you know, empty space fillers here with the shampoo or the body wash and another loofah. I had a request for cats doing Zumba or any kind of like dance workout. So we have these two here, really fun. And then I was like, oh, but there is something about a group dancing together where the synchronicity of it is so fun. And so I came up with these two. Yeah, just a little bit kind of a different energy to it, I guess. So there are those. And then just, yeah, thinking about sharing time with special people in your life, whether it's friends or siblings or just even your spouse, where you're just in it together or walking together, or just, yeah, hanging out at the end of the day, chatting and checking in what the day has been like. Same with your kid, maybe coming home or after playing. Yeah. And then this is actually a redraw of an older design. Somebody had mentioned that they really liked this when I did that before. And so I just, updated design a little bit and did some different colors on there. And this was just another idea of people talking to each other. And I do just love older phone designs so much better than drawing rectangles for cell phones like here. There's just not much to it, you know? So yeah, I can't help but sometimes illustrate telephones like they used to be. So yeah, that is sheet number 3, just a good everyday kind of mix of things, hopefully. And then, yes, this was so fun to put together as well. In May, yes, I think it was May, I had made a sheet with cats in different literary genres. And I kept thinking, well, we now need cats that are for the different book, well, do you call it formats or ways of reading? So of course we have our standard physical books that you can read here too on the little chair. But then we also have, of course, have ebooks and audiobooks. And so if you wanna, you know, illustrate how you have read, then I hope these come in handy. And then for the audiobook, this idea I had first, and I thought it was so cute with this, would you call that a metaphor, where the headphones are plugged into the normal book. Yeah, and I just thought it was so cute. But if that's not for you, then I also included this one where it's more of the standard plug it into your phone and then you are listening to your book there. So that gives you some options. And then this was another, just a doodle that happened. So if you're happy to be home, maybe you've come back from a vacation, there's something to be back home, back in your own four walls, as they say. So there's that. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, now that planner and journal season is upon us, you might have some thoughts already that you want to think about and journal about. And so maybe this cat comes in handy there. It's thinking about all the different options. But please don't let that, pressure you into having to figure this out right now. I just thought of it and wanted to include it. That does not mean that you have to feel any kind of pressure about that decision. And yeah, just some other things that came to mind. I always love a little chair motif. I think it's so cute. You can add other stickers to it if you're just journaling about waiting or being at home or just, I don't know, all kinds of things. Yeah, and just a kitty out for coffee. And speaking of coffee, just a kitty with a coffee mug. So yeah, I hope these are useful as well. And then as always, there's the minis where everything is included once more, just in tiny size or at about 75%. So if you have a smaller journal, I will say, just because I recently got a question from someone about what to print at for different planner sizes. Of course, that is a little bit up to what planner you're using and how much space you want something to take up. But for example, this is the Traveler's Notebook regular size, the weekly, and I already used the shower cat because we had a warm water outage, and so I noted that we finally had warm water again. So this was very timely. And for this one to fit in the vertical column, I printed out the minis at 80%. So it's even smaller than this, and I feel like that is because I cut mine out by hand and not with a machine. That is, I think, as tiny as I would go for my own sake, for my hand's sake, and cutting these out by hand. But look how cute and tiny they are. So yeah, that is just something that I tested out this month. This is also new for me to print the minis at 80%, and I put that into my printer software. Yeah, not to get too technical, but that is that. As always, if you are interested in previous month's collection, these monthly kits stay exclusive for subscribers for 4 months, and after 4 months they move into the shop at catcollageclub.com/shop. And I have gotten quite a few requests right now. Everything in the shop are PDFs, and people have asked if the PNGs would be available as well, and I am working on that. It's just taking me a little bit longer, but yes, they are coming. So stay tuned and I'll keep you posted. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Let me know if you have a favorite kitty for this month, and until next time, happy journaling.